So anyway, here's my store. I just want to clear one thing up before I go inside, and my sister's there listening. So a lot of people are like, I always go to your store and you're never there, you know? So one of the things is, there's 3 ways we do business in this store. One of the main ways is you're gonna find me outside the store a lot of times. You'll see my big yellow box truck right around the corner. I don't know if you can show it. Okay, so I'm constantly out in that box truck at people's houses, helping them clean out their relatives' estates, looking at collections, looking at interesting stuff, buying it. A lot of that world goes on in a sort of a wholesale world of auctions and selling things. But then what I do is the interesting things I find and the kind of things that'll maybe fit in the store, they come here. So we're going to show you a little bit of that, the way that works. I'll show you my sister, who's like the Danielle character. She stays in here, mans the store, takes calls. And one of her main things before she did this was jewelry. So the other way that we do business is we buy a lot of estate jewelry. People come in here with their estate jewelry. We buy gold and silver and coins and that kind of stuff. So we'll show you a little bit how we do that. And we're not open at this point, but you can look at stuff, see prices, and we can kind of do it virtually, you know. There's a few interesting things to start anyway. We have some statuary that we found. There's some interesting critters. My friend Phil Tulane, he makes these interesting critters, so we decided to showcase some of those in the shop. There's a funky cow over there. He's got little chickens, and they're selling really well, so they're pretty fun. Come on inside. All right. My sister's over there manning the fort. This is my sister Sharon Selig.
Hi everyone.
With the mask. Stay over there. Everybody stay apart. We're gonna kind of start on this side of the shop, and I'll show you some of the funky. There's really no rhyme or reason to how stuff shows up here. I look at it and I go, that's kind of interesting, and we throw it in here, and people buy it amazingly. This is something I just got, which is cool. I got this in the house in South Windsor, and this is it's a Mike's Magic Mushroom Lamp, believe it or not. They were made in the 70s, like in California, out of a big piece of burl and these funky mushroom caps. I just think it's an interesting thing. I'm kind of a hippie sort of guy, so I think that's kind of cool. It's a nice old classical table. This is a little expensive, by the way. This is like $450. It's kind of just what they sell for. We always have a lot of interesting pottery and stuff. This is just a Chinese pot. There's some funky little mid-century stuff here. They were crazy in the 70s, right? Doing all this kind of funky, wild stuff. Some 1950s kind of cheeky Asian lamps, which are cool. This is a Russian painting that I just got. I can't quite figure out who did it. Could be worth $1 million, but it's like $200.
Anybody speaks Russian.
Yeah, anybody knows Russian can look at that and figure out who it is. It could be the Rembrandt of Russia. Who knows? So just random interesting thing. A bunch of sterling silver little frames that I found in the house. A China trade bowl, which is like $45. Some vintage paperweights, which are kind of cool. We always like old sports stuff. It's an old 1950s Louisville Slugger, in case you want to beat somebody. No, I'm just... Mid-century modern is a big buzzword these days in antiques. Seems to be the popular thing. This is a lane table made in the 1950s. Through the 70s, they made these things. It's kind of real popular. If you watch a lot of TV and movies and stuff, you'll see a lot of mid-century stuff is very popular when you're looking, even in commercials and stuff. So this all kind of came from the same house. There's this piece of lane, there's that piece of lane. this mid-century set. There's a couch and there's a chair. There's another piece of lane there. So there's all kinds of. We have 1950s, like, you know, kind of if you're gonna have a cocktail party, right? We got little shot glasses. We got hammered aluminum from the 50s. All kinds of stuff if you're starting like a home bar or something like that. That kind of interesting thing. Here's a little miniature version of the big lamp in the thing. I found them in the same house. That's kind of a cool little thing. That's a little less. That's like $200. We sell a lot of vinyl. So this is making a comeback too. A lot of younger people are into the vinyl. So we got everything here from Frank Sinatra to all the funky 60s bands, Jay Giles. We got Rolling Stones in there, Grateful Dead. There's a million stuff. People, they love to come through, paw through the vinyl. People are collecting it again these days. So one of the things I did, one of our friends owns a shop over in West Hartford that does vintage stereo equipment. So we got this thing. He was nice enough to set this all up for us. It is for sale. I think it's like $180. It's from like 1975. A nice original Sony, you know, phone, stereo and speakers. So you could, you know, if you find a record you like or whatever, you can try it out here, which is kind of cool. Or me, I just sit around and listen to old albums when I'm hanging out. Let's go. Continuing on. Here's a cool mid-century lamp. I saw this thing, I loved it. You know, kind of funky with 3 triangles and stuff like that. What else do we got here? There's stuff over in this corner. We hide things everywhere. We don't have a lot of room in here, so we kind of hide things in every corner. Old marbles, old buttons. We have Disney characters. Old sign, old Michelob sign. We always have lots of china and stuff. It's not kind of as popular as it used to be, but people still do buy it. This is a really scary one for these days. This is a Corona typewriter. Eek! But was around long before this whole virus thing started, so I'm sure it's okay. Have a nice painting. If we want to, like, we're making her work here. Spin all the way around. It's a nice painting by a guy named H.P. Body Flagg. He was a Boston artist. Painted a lot of things with sheep and pastures and stuff.
Lighting.
Oh, we got some bad light coming in, so we don't want to go that way. As I said before, my sister has a lot of 30 years experience in the jewelry business. So a lot of what we do here is jewelry. There's a few things in this case, if you want to look. Just random. Maybe my sister could explain a little bit about what's in there.
I'd be happy to.
There you go. I'm tired of talking.
Are you tired of talking for now? All right, I'll pass you over. In this particular case, we have some beautiful estate jewelry. One of my favorites is this beautiful vintage sapphire and diamond 3-stone ring. It's got about a 1/2 carat diamond in the center of it and about a 1/4 carat sapphires on either side. And this is only $795 in 14 karat gold. Let's see what else we have that might be of interest. We've got diamond engagement ring. Nice vintage piece from, trying to see, this is from Savitz Jewelers, the original box. Savitz Jewelers in Hartford, if everybody remembers that. And we have pearls and lots of different things. So you can always give us a call. We can FaceTime with you, do some social distancing on buying jewelry. We've got Mother's Day coming up. So there's this case. And then over here, we have all of our sterling silver jewelry. So, well, and we also happen to have a shelf.
You gotta have a flamingo lamp.
Yep. Just, can you turn it on? I think it turns on in the back.
Oh,
but
God.
Anyway, in this case is all sterling silver jewelry. The prices, all of these different bracelets in here are $25 to $40. So here we are at Selig Antiques. We have a whole group of sterling silver rings for $45 each.
Look at this. We just woke all the women up.
So if anybody has any interest in any of these pieces that we're showing right now, feel free to call in.
Give your phone number. I'm just kidding.
You could call in to either one of us. If you're interested in the jewelry, you can call me, Sharon, 860-916-2928. If you have an interest in...
If you need a flamingo lamp,
If you need the flamingo lamp, call Jamie.
860-798-4105.
Speaking of Mother's Day, again, we have, as Jamie said, I'm still in the jewelry business, but I've been in the jewelry business for years. So these are all beautiful sterling silver necklaces, earrings, more earrings here, $20 each for any one of these.
One thing that's important to remember is stuff comes and goes in here like wildfire. So this jewelry and everything else in the shop, you might come here next week, it'll all be different. Because we sell a lot of things, and I'm constantly out in houses and stuff, so I'm constantly bringing it in. A lot of stuff just sells right off the bat. People just come and snap it up quickly. So
nice.
It's pretty fun. Even though it's a small store, you're going to see a lot of different things. You can come here week by week and see something different every time,
I have a message for you, Sharon, from Carol Snellgrove Macomber. I believe I say it right.
Macomber.
She says, I'm not good with pronunciation.
I think Macomber.
She says hi, and Sheila Gasper says hi to both of you.
Oh, well,
Sally
hello.
Levine says hi to you.
Nice.
Okay,
Very nice.
Ladies, put your phone calls in and we'll...
Laura Saul would like you to repeat your store information, the name of the store.
Okay, right now we're at James Selig Estate Jewelry and Antiques at 161 Broad Street, right in Windsor Center. We carry antiques, estate pieces, new pieces, jewelry, and our phone number is 860-798-4105.
Okay, I got two more good messages. One from Kimberly Bergeron. She says, hi, guys.
Hi.
And then we have Leon Charles Whitman,
Leon.
who would like a phone call about that ring.
Nice.
Go on,
All
Leon.
right, Leon. I do believe I have your number.
Very nice.
Well, great.
We can keep moving.
Yeah.
You can. While we're standing here, actually, though, we also have the Windsor Center gift cards here in the shop, along with a number of other ones. They're good at any one of these different stores here in Windsor Center. And you can go to firsttowndowntown.org and you can buy the gift card. You can see where it's good at any of these local stores. So if you're looking to help small businesses and the businesses in downtown here, this is a perfect thing to do. And you can use them now in any of the restaurants that are participating, any of the stores that are. So this is a great way to help support the organization.
Very nice. Got your jewelry?
I'll turn you over to Jamie over here. Let's
no.
see what
Jamie.
interesting things he has to say.
What else we got? We got, let's see. This is interesting. I have no idea. This is like a fur and an old dress mannequin with some funky stuff
With a
on
beautiful shawl.
But behind it is kind of cool. Some old pictures of old Windsor. Actually, this is when a lot of kids won't even know. This is when there was a whole green that kind of came further out in front of this place. You got it in the winter and the summer, which is kind of cool. Down here, interesting thing, big pile of the old Pez. Remember those? Some funky little party favors from the 40s and 50s. Children's books. We have it's just like a variety here. We always have You know, we have old books.
Here, I just found a very interesting thing for Mother's Day. There
Oh,
you go.
Mother's Day Hummel plate. Look at that from 1972.
So if you were born in 1972,
That's a great
perfect
gift.
gift to give
Exactly.
to your mother.
Used to be like a really expensive thing, like hundreds of dollars. Now we'll sell it to you for like $30. So again, a lot of china, a lot of glass. We always have, I don't know why we still have Christmas stuff, but we do still have Christmas stuff up. And at Christmas time, we always have a lot of funky vintage Christmas stuff, which we get a lot of. We kind of store it away, but we have a little sample here.
I see you watching us, Patrick.
Hello,
What else
Patrick.
we got? Everyone needs a set of bullhorns. We got those. You want to put them on the front of your Cadillac or your Ford. What else? We got some globes for you mothers that are like homeschooling, right? We got globes that show even some of the old countries.
I just saw a new
You
project where you can paint on them to match your decor of your
There you
house.
go.
You can put flowers.
Inexpensive. We sell
Yeah.
those for like $25-$30, something
That's
like that
nice.
usually. If you guys are stuck at home, look at this. We got an old vintage poker set with the chips. You can, beat your family out of money or whatever you want to.
That's an idea.
Whatever you want to do. More jewelry over here. We carry a lot of, and we buy a lot of costume jewelry. So there's a lot of, there's always a lot of costume jewelry, and girls love to come in here and just buy funky little stuff. $5, $10, $15. It's not expensive, but it looks great. We get a lot of the kids from Loomis Chafee come in here. They love pawing through this stuff. People that are going out like to have like a funky look or something like that.
We've got this whole bowl full of bracelets right here. 3 for $5. You really can't miss that.
Look at that.
We've got pierced earrings over here, $5 a pair. We've got non-pierced earrings, which a lot of people these days are looking for. You can also go on Pinterest and see a lot of different ideas. We have a lot of teacups and things, and this is a little bird feeder that we made. You can just take this out of it with the hot
That's
glue.
cool. Very cool.
Let's see what else. This case over here, just that we
Let me s-
missed. This is mostly bleak china, and we also have Waterford. So you can really, we all know what we paid for that many years ago, and now here it is.
And you can't beat the quality.
No, it's absolutely beautiful. If you want to make some Irish coffee for your indoor parties that you're having.
You also need an old Schlitz clock. Everybody needs Schlitz clocks.
Oh, I know somebody who just made a man cave.
Right? Come on, that's cool.
There you
Lights
go.
up. It's actually a pretty cool thing. One of the things that we want to show you, my sister could show you, kind of the third part of the way that we do a lot of business here is, like I said before, people come in and they sell us their gold and their silver and stuff like that. One of the biggest excuses I always get, people are like, I never have time to go through my jewelry or those old coins or that box of stuff that came from my aunt's house or whatever. Guess what? You got time now, right? You're sitting at house looking for something to do. So my sister just she brought this little pile over.
I went through a
Yeah.
little bit of my jewelry here this morning just to.
So this is typically what we end up with. People they bring us a pile like this and they say,
We
I
sort
don't use this
through
anymore.
Silver. Here's an old watch, old Cartier watch that I had. A couple of rings that I never wear anymore. Some silver.
And keep in mind, if you're looking for money, if things are a little bit tight right now, this stuff really adds up. When we go through this, like this pile, this stuff here is all ended up being like 14 karat gold. There's some sterling silver, like my sister said. There's a watch, but this gold here really adds up. Just this little pile here, we'd probably be giving you $300 or $400 just for that pile. This is kind of a heavy gold bracelet, but the stuff really adds up. Old class rings, old charm bracelets, chains that you don't use, broken earrings. Silverware sets, the silverware sets were typically handing people anywhere from $400 or $500 to $1,000 or $1,200, depending on how many forks and knives and all that kind of stuff. So that stuff can really add up. It's kind of hard to explain, but they're constantly surprised. They bring in a little sandwich baggie full of 14 karat rings and stuff like that, and a lot of times I'm handing them $400, $500, $600, and they're like, "Wow." You know what I mean? I was expecting 100 or two, so it's good that you can surprise people, make them happy, and that sort of thing.
I was gonna, even in this difficult time now of social distancing and everything else, we can still help you out, with things if you need to sell something, if you have a question on pricing, you can do a Facebook walk around through your house, or Jamie can come out.
Yeah, you can send pictures right to my phone.
Yeah.
I'll look at stuff. I'll tell you what I think it's worth.
What was your phone number again?
What I might offer you, 860-798-4105. And as far as this type of stuff, you could just call us, make an appointment. We'll leave like a little table out in front. You could just come, you could drop your stuff back off from it. I'll come out there, pick it up, bring it inside, look through it, and I can either call you or just talk, out through the door. We'll make you an offer. We can figure out ways to do things without being unsafe.
All right, some messages. Carol says, "Ooh, earrings," with a big smiley face. Paula says, "Cute chair." I think she's probably talking about the green one. Lisa Bress has joined us.
Hello, Lisa. Nice to see you. Lisa's a real shopper here. She's been in quite a few times.
She knows a deal.
Thank you,
does.
Lisa.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Yeah.
But one thing I was going to say, did you explain how much experience you have, both as a
I have tons of
auctioneer?
experience. I don't know. I've been doing this something like 25 years, from a hobby right to my brothers were nice enough. We renovated our old building, which is out and back here. And I ran that with everything from a group shop with 100 dealers for a while in the early 90s to I had a big shop basically where I filled most of it up myself. Then we ran auctions there for 10 or 15 years. And we've kind of come to a smaller, easier to deal with kind of situation. But as I explained in the beginning, there's still a lot that goes on that's not here. Like I said, I'm out in my box truck all the time at people's houses, helping them clean places out, getting dumpsters there. I work with a lot of the real estate people in town. So, we can help you with small, like moving stuff out of the house, junk removal, all that different stuff. So there's a lot of services that I end up doing. So it's one of the things I wanted to explain, because it's a little hard to understand how we do business here. It's not just a little store. There's a couple different facets to the way that we do things here.
Well, Lisa writes in, "Jamie has great advice too. He knows a lot." And Sharon, she loves your stuff.
Oh, thank you. Well, one of the things I think that we're different from a lot of the removal places, I don't want to insult anybody by using a name, but if you happen to have any junk around, it might not be junk. It might not be something that you just want to have thrown into a dumpster. And that's where Jamie's knowledge comes in. And, he can come out to your house, you can send him pictures, and he will pretty much be able to pinpoint things in your house that have a value to them. Because I think the one thing, even myself, I walk around my house and I think, I'm going to get rid of this, I'm going to get rid of that. And then I think, gee, I wonder if there's any value to it. Well, do I really want to put it for $5 out in a tag sale? Not necessarily. And I think we all feel kind of that angst that something that we get rid of is going to be, worth a lot of money. And at least with Jamie and with the Selig Antiques, you will know that if you have a tag sale, that we've gone through and culled the things that have value to them. So instead of you paying somebody to come and take your stuff away, we very likely will come out and pay you something and
Yeah.
get rid of the stuff.
And
you
that
have.
takes a lot of stress out of that whole situation.
And
If you're letting Jamie-
one of the things that's upsetting to me is there's a lot of people doing this themselves, and there's a lot of junk services a lot out there, and for a couple different reasons, I get upset because I love this stuff. I love looking at it. I love being in a cellar, being in an attic, all that kind of stuff. But I don't like to see things going in a dumpster for environmental reasons. We don't need anything more in our dumps, right? So there's a lot of things that are cool that there's a market for that are ending up in dumpsters and ended up going to our dumps, and I don't like to see that. So I do everything I can when I go to a house to get things to places where they're going to be reused or recycled or that kind of thing. It's an important thing.
Absolutely.
I think even if it's not worth a ton of money. Some stuff, furniture is a tough thing these days. But I'll take like a bedroom set that I find in a house that I'm cleaning out, put it right on the front lawn. I'll put on Marketplace, free to a good home. And people that may not have as much money as other people or can't afford to go buy a new set, or refugees have come, these kind of things, they just pick them up, or I'll help them deliver to their house sometimes. And I don't know, it just gives me a good feeling that the things are going and being used instead of ended up in the landfill.
And you both work with a lot of local artists, taking items and recreating something artistic.
Sure,
Like
right. Phil, I showed you right out front.
Phil,
Old propane tanks he's turning into pigs and things like
and
that.
then like
so.
plates and bowls and cups to
It's
make
fun.
flowers for your garden.
Right.
And
We work with
Yeah.
Suzanne Urban. We've had a couple of workshops so far, teaching people how to take teacups and plates and things like that and
Give 'em a
turning
new
them
life.
into garden art and making
Sure.
a new
Lonnie
life out of
Pelton.
them.
Lonnie
Yeah.
Pelton's constantly in here getting silverware and all that stuff to do his wild little art creations, which I love. Lonnie's a great artist. I think we covered pretty much.
I know.
as much
I would
as
like to
can
know a little
cover.
bit about your kitties on the back table.
A little bit about my kitties.
Ah.
They're just so cute. I saw them when I came in.
Well, yeah, they are. This is a folk art piece. It's from Mexico, and I looked up Tanala Jal is the name of this one. This one is $40. This one is a little stone. He's pretty heavy. And he's also $40. And then we've got a couple of $20 kitties here. These are just ceramic, not particularly old, but
Adorable.
fun. They're
Yes.
they're kind of cute to
From the 60s, probably.
to have,
60s,
yeah.
70s.
And a lot of times these are Orafor. This is a set of beautiful Orafor wine glasses. There's 8 of them. They're Prelude, and they're $80 for the set of 8. So you can't buy these. I think I looked these up somewhere, and they were like $90 a piece on them. So you can get some really good values here. And as I say, we work very hard with you to try and make sure that in this really tough time for everybody, we do this socially distant, generally have our masks on.
Uh-oh.
Put your mask on.
Folks,
So-
thank you so very much. What a wonderful tour of your business. Hopefully, some people will give you a call. I know I saw a few pieces that I'm going to be looking at. Thank you very much
Thanks a
from
lot.
You're very
First Town
welcome.
Downtown. We appreciate it.